Welcome to the Day Trader and Swing Trader Setups watch list, where we look at stocks that broke out on our intraday alerts at the premium alerts at swingtradersetups.com. Intraday alerts create great day trading opportunities as well as carry forward for future days tradings on these breakout stocks. What we do is we review the live alerts that came out intraday on our website for our premium alert subscription holders. We'll keep up with 475 stocks there, and for the breakouts and the breakdowns, they're time stamped with the price, time of the alert, and the time of the post. And also sometimes, like UPS shown here, actually has been on the bull zone for about $7 from several days ago, and this morning it gapped down, and so when it came through the current bull zone breakout, it gave another great alert for an intraday trade setup. So we're reviewing those alerts from our watch list of 475 stocks, as well as scanning for 5 through 5,000 stocks at the end of the day for other alerts similar that came out on different stocks off of our watch list. By subscribing to our service, you're available to see these alerts as they come out early in the mornings or throughout the day. That gives you time to come in and review, see what stocks you might be interested in setting up a swing trade on. We even have these on a weekly alert, and weeklies are really for the long-term swing traders, a better setup on a weekly alert. And for multi-day trade swing traders, these daily breakouts. You also have time to go select some options if you're an option trader before the close of business, since the video comes out after hours. Now we're going to take a quick look at the watch list for the stocks that triggered today, then a quick 3-minute tutorial on support and resistance levels that are on our charts for the new viewers, and then we'll get right into the complete list, and we will go through chart by chart and give you a 10-second view of each chart so you can see what might or might not be at support and resistance levels on these alerts. Thanks for watching our video. Subscribe to our channel while you're here. Okay, let's see what we got today. Here's your weekly bear list. Continues to grow slightly. Your weekly bull list, a couple showed up on there today. EA continues up today. Our daily bear list, and our daily bull list. Remember, you can pause the video, you can take a look at these columns, look up your own charts. This is the trigger price for the bull zone, this is the net for the stock for the day, and this is the net from the time it cleared this level. We'll go through the charts as soon as we go through the tutorial, and we'll get done. This is a mini tutorial on what the lines mean on my charts if you're a first-time viewer or been a while since you viewed. We're scanning on weekly and daily charts for my condition. When this green line is up is my bull zone, and when the red line is up is my bear zone. You need to be aware of support and resistance lines and what charts do at levels, and that's what these levels are for. Just quickly as I can do this, and we're going to put a video on YouTube getting more from your swing trading charts that'll be more detailed and look at more stocks, how they react to these lines. But the gist of what you see here is this is what I'm scanning for, and as you can see here, this showed up in the bear zone. It did go down for a few days, but these green lines are support. and that's why it fought for a few days, tried to bounce back up, headed back down again, came right back into the bear zone, and continued on down. Now the lines, here's what they represent. A green line is a place that a stock went up to and rejected. So as this green line redrew itself every time we made highs right here, and then it stayed across here for reference points, continues the same line here for reference points. Resistance, when you get above it, becomes support. This green line was drawn way back in the history, and when this stock broke above this resistance level, when it came back down, it held it, it held it, it held it, it tested it and held it again and again. That was support. That's why I want you to be aware of what these lines mean, and you'll see them on my charts. And then the activity that stocks do, sometimes they go, that's my first target, that's my second target. Many times stocks go target 1, pull back a little, target 2, then they may pull all the way back to 1 and go again if they're continuing an uptrend. In this case, it did the pull back. This blue line is a 50 period moving average, this orange line is a 200. So that's what I want you to be aware of as well. And then I have a pivot system that consists of this blue line at the top, yellow line at the bottom, and my target 1 and target 2. You'll see this particular day this stock gapped down, huge gap down, open way down here. The low on this stock was 169.68. I'm getting that right out of this box over here, and the value of that yellow line was 169.67. Within 1 cent it held that line and bounced that day for a huge bounce. It's not a support level, but it's where I look for stocks to try to hold. It's where I look, if I'm short, say from here, this is where I'm looking to get out. I'm looking to move 2 levels, target 1, target 2, going up, target 1, target 2. The pink lines all represent places the stock has gone down to and bounced. This pink line is referencing this last pivot low. So as you're selling down into it, it may bounce again. If you get below it, then it becomes resistance. And that's all these lines mean. I just want you to know what they mean going forward. Thanks for watching the video. Let's get started. Okay, we're on a weekly chart. Amgen's not on the chart. Amgen, by the way, had earnings after hours, and it's way down into this area last time I looked. Broke this support line and probably holding the 50 right here. The 50 period moving average is 179.95. Just first showing up today in the weekly bear zone. Got a support line right below it, 50 week right here. Remember, the reason we're toggling through the charts is for you to see a couple of things. One is the support resistance lines that you just saw in the tutorial. They can serve as support. The other thing is I want you looking down here. This is the first week on. If it had been other weeks, I want you to be aware that this is a kind of a re-alert, because if we alert this here, as it progresses down, the bear zone level drops and it would cross it again after some basing. That's not the case on this stock, but I'll point some out that are as we move along. That's the main reason I want to make sure you see these charts. This stock's been on here all week. Remember, you can pause the video and look closer at the lines. First day on, I believe, here. Yep, you can tell that by looking here. The down for the day on this stock's $3.05. The down from where it triggered is less than that, so this triggered today. In a case like this one up here, it's down $5 since the trigger at 75.26, only down $1.45 today. I think this probably was earnings, seems like. Gap down, by the way. That's this was all today. Big gap down. This stock ended up getting near this support line on the daily, and closed very near another support line where it had bounced back here in the past. Not here, actually, to the penny in the past. Prior to all this, see, when it came down here, it just tested a low. Here it tested a low. This just shows you what these lines are about. Right here's a perfect chart for it. When this stock came down way back here in July of 2017, it got real close to touching it there. It did breach it here and bounced, came back near there and tested again, and then here you are today. Your closing price at the end of the day is 103.77, and the value of this line is 103.77. It's in the box over to your left in those pink numbers. You can see where I'm holding my mouse is very near that level, and then you look in the box and find the closest pink line to that level, which is that area right in here when I'm holding my mouse there. 103.77. That's this old low from way back here, and that's where that stock settled in today. That is not by coincidence, guys. You're trading against high frequency computers. They know where all this stuff is, and that's why I have the lines on my charts. Back to our weekly review and off the tutorial. Broke down here today, I believe, and you can see this stock went up and retested. I think this was yesterday. I remember looking at this stock. Jack was on here yesterday. A little holding pattern. Here's another daily support line you're sitting at on Jack. Was not created here. This line was here before this got here. So it held an old place here, held it here, and it's trying to hold it again now. Nuvia, this is a weekly chart again. First week on. This was a gap down stock from 3 days ago now, down into this level. So you'll be aware that that was not all trade action on that giant candle. And VNO, it came in on this week back here several weeks ago. I'll get this blown out a little bit for you. This is a revisit. This went bear zone right here. So this is a recalculation. We want you to see this so you don't try to chase entries. You're sitting on a support line that's lining up back here, so I don't know what it's going to do. On to the weekly bulls. EA broke out yesterday on a big gap up and up another $1.22 today. These stocks have just been chopping around here all week, these two. And they've been in a bull zone on the daily for quite a while. Couple 3 weeks. QRVO, think was earnings. That's a gap up. I want you to look at this line right here. Okay, this line right here, that's this old high. See what our value is, $79.34. I'm getting it out of the little box. Green and pink numbers are right together. $79.34. Let's go to the daily and look at that gap. Open price $79.32. That's right here in the box. It says open. Open for the day, $79.32. Again, that's not by coincidence. That was that weekly old high. That was resistance. It opened at resistance. Went out and did whatever it did. Excuse me. When it came back up, that was your resistance. You're back through it. There's your big trade. Little dip right there. Boom. Race, I think this was earnings as well. It's a gap up. This is tough stock here to try. Don't ever look at this because it always gaps and moves around. Big gap up though. Big killer on earnings, I suppose. I don't know how to even suggest somebody trade something that makes candles like that. S-Fly, second big day up after the gap up there. It's on the weekly chart. Of course, a lot of this was the big gap. Another big day. About $5 more, it looks like. Well, it says so right here, 565. Back on one more weekly. ZVH just touching the line here. Pretty big bit of volatility this week, this big wick on this candle. That's all the weeklies. We'll get right on to the dailies. While you're here, be sure to subscribe to our channel and follow us on Twitter or StockTwits at Daytrader Setups. And our website is daytradersetups.com and swingtradersetups.com. Don't forget, this video is being brought to you by our premium alerts at swingtradersetups.com. They're real-time alerts. They're posted on our website, and we're looking at our bull zone weekly and daily breakouts and our bear zone weekly and daily breakouts that are in one category on the website. And there are other categories that are more aggressive for the more active trader as well. And by having a subscription to that service, you get all these alerts intraday as they happen, and one subscription gets you access to everything, as well as our chart system. If you would like to get it, I can set you up a couple of different ways to have the green and pink lines available for your charts as you review. Let's go forward. Okay, we got ALXN into the bear zone on the daily at the 50-day. Pretty key level. This needs to hold here. AVGO gapping around here on the dailies. Still down here in the bear zone. And it's been in here. This is one of those examples I'm trying to make to you. It says bear zone here. Well, it also said bear zone way back up here. So that's when it broke out. This is a chase down here. You don't want to. I don't want you entering trades late. Now this calculated value is based on the new bear zone. It's not based on what this was back up here. We first alerted this. The bear zone was right there. So that opening day of that big red candle down, the bear zone was 255.17. So this alerted intraday on our website at 255.17 on this particular day. So it's way down, a lot more than $3.71. We got Baidu down into this area, and at the 50-day, pretty key spot. It tried to bounce this morning. It didn't do a good job of it, and it closed right here at the 50. CAVM, right just now. This is the kind of stuff you've been sitting in this long base. Your first day in, you're on the 50 period, and you're entering my little bear zone. This could do quite a little move down here if it breaks on out tomorrow. This is definitely worth watching, and it's going on my list. CGNX, this is actually not breaking out of a base, but you are way down here into this last supported area, and it don't look real hot on a weekly. You always want to go back and refer to your weekly charts. If you're really setting up a swing trade, you want to swing trade on a weekly. If you're just trying to do a entry in on a daily for a 2 or 3 day move, then that's a different story. This trade actually cleared this today, but it should have went in there yesterday, it looks like to me. We talked about this early gap down off the earnings, I believe. Yeah, earnings were on 2-1. I added this earnings column so those of you I haven't watched lately, so that when we had that, we'd reference that. This is in this base up here, consolidation, and it's giving the bear zone, but it's sitting on support line. It could very well hold right here. Y'all, that's another reason I show these charts to you. If a chart comes in the bear zone, it's sitting right on a support line, you need to know it, maybe as far as it's going. Now, if you subscribe to us, I help you put these lines on your charts, or at least on the charts that you're going to identify before you get off in a trade. It may not be you want these lines on your charts all the time, but you want them there prior to making a swing trade decision. Again, here's another stock just sitting on support, but it is the first day into the bear zone. It's tested it, but its first day it's closed below it. Sitting on the 50-day at your blue line. I had drew a trend line on this for day trading purposes. Let me kill that. This gave a little signal on our RF 50 trying to make this turn after this big bounce that day, and I'd put a trend line on it because I always teach if you got a red zone trend reversal, you want to draw you a trend line. And this obviously wasn't breaking a trend line, but I took it back a couple of days on a 30-minute chart, and I drew me a little tiny trend line, and I knew the next morning I had to open and break that trend line for that alert was saying green zone to be consummated, and it didn't do it. It failed. That stock's obviously not breaking out of consolidation as well. It does have a support level down here. I don't know what it'll do when it gets here, and that's at 145.30. Sitting on a little support level that was created back here and the 50-day, and really needs to hold. Just had earnings on the 30th, so that actually is not a good sign. Had earnings 2 days ago, 3 days ago, and it's just slowly bled down to here. This could be a good short setting up here. If it fails right here, it's probably going down another level, or maybe more. If you drew a trend line across this area, you're well failed the trend line. Below the 50 today, open below the close below the 50 yesterday, open retested, can't get through. Not really in a fabulous consolidation, but it's in a key level here. Earnings were today. Gap down this morning. One of our guys picked this up at the bottom for an awesome day trade call today. I did not look in time. It was late in the day right here. He called a triple bottom on it, and it come out of there like a slingshot from 193 to almost 195. Really nice run. This was also a great intraday move down here that our little F25s would have picked this up right along in the VWAP here. Nothing to do with the VWAP. That's just about where it would have picked it up. Maybe a little bit lower. I'd have to go pull the chart up. I like to put earnings, especially stocks that I like to trade. I like to put those on charts and catch good intraday alerts off of it. Baba was my single biggest trade today. We put that in the trade room, about $3 run on it early this morning, and it was an earnings stock. I keep that on the chart every day anyway. I do not know why this is on the daily bull bear zone, because forgot I'm on a 5-minute chart. This has always been down to support, bounced real big. I don't know what that wick was all about, but it's settling back into this, breaking this consolidation into the bear zone. Remember, you got support here and here. First day on the bear zone. First day on the bear zone, crossed the 50-day and held support at the low of day here. This is your support line. It went right to it and held it. It may hold it there. That's your key level to worry about right here. UNP, gap down, been down here for days, holding the 50-day. It don't look real exciting there, does it? And here's your weekly. It's definitely got room to pull back. If it just pulls back to this support line there at 124.52. That's $6-8 drop from there. I'll put that on my favorites list tomorrow. Probably was not a good day trader. Pretty choppy. Many times this stock can run. It can be choppy, but if it's sitting here on support and it loses it, it might not be choppy tomorrow. UPS, earnings gap down, pretty much holding this support level. It is slightly below it. UPS is not likely to make a big sell-off, but you can draw you a weekly trend line on it, and that's going to be your support line down here. If it does sell off some more, there's your support when it hits that trend line, or this old high. If it breaks that trend line, this will be a pretty likely spot to hold as well. Right now, this is your level right here to get back through. Which is this same level right here. USG, big gap up and sold off. That's a pretty big candle there. It's a 10% move on that. And it had earnings today. And right now on the weekly chart, this is why we want you to have the lines. You're sitting on a possible support line. This is a big support, long one, way back, many weeks. It's a weekly chart. Weekly chart. How far back does this go? This goes all the way back to 2014. It still matters. And the letter X, finally, on this nice big run up it's been in, this is your bull zone way back here. All this big run up here, it finally got to resistance and it stopped. May rest and go again, but may give a little. This would not be an unusual retracement to give this thing a pull back to long in here, and then maybe continue on if it's still that strong. It fell out of the bull zone today, been maintaining. You know, the bull zone is a level it breaks to come up on my alerts here. As it progresses, the bull zone keeps recalculating, okay? So when it dropped today, it fell out of the current bull zone level that it had created. And it lost the momentum. My little momentum indicator went away today as well. That's on the weekly, excuse me. This weekly chart, this has been on this run. And it lost its weekly momentum today and finally got to resistance. The daily, you know, this thing's been in this breakout since way back here. When it broke through this resistance line, it ran all that way. So it was well past time for this to make a pullback. 3 days down now off the high up there. I forgot I was on the weekly there. All right, we got the daily bulls. Not too many of those today. ACHC's been kind of grinding here, put in a pretty nice day today. And that's kind of breaking this consolidation. And this is on a pretty big sell-off on the weekly. And it's been holding support here for a while. Maybe something going on here. I don't hardly ever trade this stock, but I will pay attention to it tomorrow. Cake, big day, very volatile for day trading. Big, nice, solid day. Been riding this 200 day for a while. Big move here. I have no idea if it was news related or sales related or some kind of release. Something might be going on there. 50 week, 200 week right here you're sitting on. and these old highs. So it'd be a good place for this to break out. It's a pretty wide base it's had here, so I'm not overly excited with the alert, but it's the first read on a movement coming or trying to set up to come. Pay attention to these resistance areas. And I didn't put that on my favorites list because I don't want to trade that intraday. Too many other good stocks out there to trade. It's not going to be jerking around. I don't need that. Gapped up through the bull zone. Facebook, see, this is next earnings day. Had earnings yesterday. This must have just had earnings probably in the last few days. Pretty good run there today. Big, nice, solid candle. Broke up through. It might have had earnings yesterday. I don't know. Your first break there. Breaking into here. Probably breaking out of some little trend lines here. You do got your old resistance right up here at 110.60, and ZBH in this consolidation and chopping is tried it earlier. Ain't gone. It ain't like a chase because it just kind of stayed in here a while, so it's just a re-alert basically of the same place it was at to begin with. So it's trying to get something going. Have no idea what's holding it back or what it's struggling with. We'll do the recaps for you and wrap this up. Thanks for watching. Remember, we just bring this up for you so you can look at the list from the past, pause the video, and have a look, see at what's going on these stocks that recently alerted. This is the week we're on now. This is today, yesterday, day before, day before, day before. We go back 4 days for you. You can look and see which ones are maintaining the levels over the newly created bull zones. You can see the yellow line represents these lines here indicate the strength of this momentum indicator that's still with this trade, and then this will represent if it went high enough during the day to fall off of my trend stability. As long as the highs didn't go too high, I call that my trend stability alert. So when you can keep them both intact and you can keep these check marks going, it's still trying to go down. This gives you a running total all through these of where the break was originally triggered at, the original line we looked at on the day it broke down. And it gives you the P&L right here in the green based on that price when it broke down. And then it gives you the P&L at the max low. So if the stocks bounce $5, you can still see what the P&L was at the max low as of this time, 2 days after this alerted. So this particular stock shows $18. Now if it was a gap down, obviously you couldn't trade the gap, so that wouldn't be in there. And that probably was the case on that particular stock. It was. But it's down very nicely since that morning. Pull this down where you can get the rest of these stocks into view. You can pause the video and take a look at all of them. I'll move this up so you can see the rest of the weeklies while you're looking, and we're going to slide these up where you can pause the video and get a look at all of those and these, and then we'll get you over to the dailies. Here's your daily list. It's your weekly, today, yesterday, and so forth, just like we've been reviewing here. And you can actually, I believe you're going to be able to see them all in one screen. Not quite. We're going to have to give you a look at the ones on the bottom. So you can pause. You got to look at all those, how their momentum's lining up, how they're maintaining their trend stability, where the P&L's at. Check marks are remaining in the bull zone. Like down here, these fell out. Most of these have fallen out of the bull zone. That don't mean they're not still going up, but that means they fell out of that level. And you can see most of these have lost their stability as far as the trend continuing. That don't mean they don't rest 4 or 5 days and pick it up again. There you are. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to our channel. Follow us on Twitter. Follow us on StockTwits. And come over and check out our website.